Hello friends, welcome to Tech Nursery. In this video, I am going to explain how to call an API endpoint from your React application using hooks. I will repeat again. How to call an API endpoint. That means how to get data outside into our React application. How to call an API endpoint from our React application using hooks. If you check my screen, you can see a file with some React.js code. I will explain it one by one. So you will understand how to make an API call from React.js application using hooks in functional components. First, import React useState useEffect from React. I imported React module and useState and useEffect hooks also. I have example component with three states: data, loading, error, and three setters also: set data, set loading, set error. Initially, set data and set error are null and set loading true. That means I am going to call the API. Once I got the API result, I set the data or I set the error. Initially, it is loading, waiting to get the data from API endpoints. Then I have useEffect hook. Inside useEffect hook, I have fetch data function that is going to fetch data from my API endpoint. If you check fetch data, it is an async function, async arrow function. So it uses await keyword also. So const response is equal to await fetch. I'm going to fetch data from this API endpoint into this store into the response. Then again response.json into result. So my final readable result stores at constant variable result. Then I call the setter for the data, set data result. So this fetch data is the function to fetch data, and this set data will do update state with the fetched data. So the result which I got by calling this API endpoint stored in this result variable, which I will assign to this data state by calling this setter, set data of result. If any error happens here, I use this try catch and finally. So if any error happens here, it will automatically call catch. So this set error setter will work. This error state will be initialized. It will remove the null and error will be placed at this error state. Set error, it's a setter, set error of error. If everything goes fine and finally this set loading switched to false state, initially it is true. If we got the right result without any error, this set loading switched to false, toggle to false. Before getting the data, it is true. Now it is false. Even if there is an error, such error will happen. Then even though error is there, then also we will make set loading to false, because even this try catch executed successfully finally will be executed, or if the error happens after this catch section, this finally will be executed. In both cases, finally should be executed. So at the end of the day, this set loading become false. If you go down, we will call the fetch data from inside useEffect hook. So this useEffect hook is the basic syntax for calling API endpoints, backend API endpoints from React.js. In this try section, we call the API endpoints, store it into the response, and then format it to the JSON. Response.json, we will get the final readable result into the result variable. We will use the setter, set data, to set the data. If any error happens here, this set error will be called. Finally, in both cases, if it happens, this will be called, or if it happens, this finally will be called. Anyway, this loading true switched to the false. Then in the dependency array, empty array to run only on component mount, because this useEffect have a dependency array. In our case, it is empty, so it will calls only once when this component, this example component, is loaded on the browser. Only that time, only once, initially only one time, this useEffect will be called, and we will get our data, or we will get error. Based on that, we will return our interface. If it is loading, we will just show loading ... on the screen. Initially it should be true, so always initially this will be returned, this will be shown on the screen. Loading, just simply loading will be shown on the screen. If error happens, we will show the error and what error is returned here, this here, that will be shown on the screen. If everything executed successfully, we got the data, then we will show the data from API. We will show the data by converting JSON to stringify. So we will show the data by returning this JSX syntax. So basically this useEffect is the way of calling API endpoints from React.js. I hope this video is helpful for you.